Hello guys, today I want to show you another opening, very sharp opening, which is for knight's defense. Let's make the first move e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. Now inviting black to play, let's say, bishop to c5, gioco piano or Italian game. Black plays knight to f6. They immediately attack this e4 pawn, and actually if white plays here castles, then black can safely take, and they are much better because they will defend the knight with d5, winning tempo on this bishop, and it's a free pawn actually. Another move here for white is standard knight c3, but it's also a mistake because here white black has this trick knight takes c4, knight takes c4 and d5, forking bishop and knight, and this position is completely equal. Yeah, I think black is a little bit better actually. So here white has to be to think what they want to do. I mean, d3 is kind of slow move. I don't really big fan of it. Yeah, black can play bishop c5, and position is much more pretty equal for black. So the main move here is knight to g5. That the move we're gonna look at today. So knight and bishop, they attack this pawn on f7, which is not protected. So it's protected only with king, and basically black can defend it straight away. There is Traxler defense bishop to c5, but I don't recommend it. I really don't see much sense in it. Just very bad move to my understanding. So here the main move and the correct move is d5. I struggled to understand it when I was a kid because it looked very strange to me when you like sort of giving up a pawn and white starts opening up the game. But that's what for knight's defense is about. So white takes with the pawn, taking with bishop we will take with the knight, and black is better because we will have also we will take this pawn, I think, and white is black is better. So in this position black shouldn't take on d5 with the knight because white can take on f7 or play even stronger queen queen to f3, I guess, and black is in big trouble. So here also move you have to remember, knight to a5. About the remembering, this opening is very memory heavy. Yeah, you have to memorize the moves, because sometimes when you learn the openings you just told, and it's actually true that you have to do logical moves to develop pieces to try to castle, but for knight's defense is a bit different. Yeah, you're not playing actually for that much of let's say development and making castle. It's not about for knight's defense. No, for knight's defense is extremely sharp opening, and black has to before doing all these development moves to do something more than this. Yeah, to play very concrete, very specific moves and remember it, memorize them. That's what I was struggling with when I played it many times against FIDE masters and international masters and candidate masters. It's like a game of memory, and if they are better, then you can be lost very quickly. So like so the main move here is bishop to b5 check, but also sometimes white plays d3, protecting. I mean, it's a move. Black has to play h6. Now king can move to e4 because this bishop will be unprotected, so they play here. e4. Again, cannot take because bishop is hanging. Queen to e2. And here black plays for development. They take and play like bishop to c5 and castling. Yeah, the idea is that this bishop and this bishop, they're doing a lot against this king. Yeah, that's actually what game black trying to play. They want to play very quick game against the white's king, which is not the case in many openings. Yeah, but you play for development, you sacrifice a pawn, but you have this dynamic advantages which you want to utilize. All right, so of course in this position the main move is bishop to b5 check, so unpleasant check. Black has to defend. Bishop d7 is not the best because queen e2 coming, and they will recapture with check. White is pawn up, so c6. I mean, hard to remember, but you have to be aware of this move. White takes, and black takes with the pawn. Now winning tempo back. Now bishop is attacked. In this position, there are two main moves for white. Now I want to tell that the problem white has here, they have perfect pawn position, they absolutely have a healthy pawn, and if black is not playing alright, I mean in one or two moves white will quickly develop, and with this knight here and this like weak pawn on c6, black cannot do a lot. Yeah, so black at the same time has this knight here, which is not be able to defend its king, and black will gain tempos on it. As you remember, we want to create a very unpleasant pressure on white's position using this knight. So here two choices for white actually. Bishop to e2. The backward thing about this move is that the e4 square is not contested by white. So for now, if white plays d3, then it's perfectly safe to move king, knight there. But as long as it's black's move, black want to gain a lot of tempi on this knight, and they play h6. So just pay attention that h3, there is such move, knight to h3, but I doubt that many players will play it. I think like Fischer had a game in this knight to h3 type of position, but you don't want to play this because next time you will have to castle, and these pawns, I mean, no one will consider it. So everyone will play here. And here black plays e4, again attacking this knight. You don't want to play knight to g1, so you have basically only square, which is here on e5. Knight to h4 is threatened with g5, and knight doesn't have any squares. And in this position, black plays bishop to c5, developing. Yeah. Now. For now, white has this c4 square for the knight, so we cannot catch him, but we play for development. And let's say the moves like c3, that's a bit too slow, yeah, because we can make castle. Let's say if white plays b4, then black will win another tempo on the knight. I mean, this exchange is better for black. So if white plays d4, then takes, and let's say knight takes to d3, and bishop to b6. This is a positional advantage, yeah, positional game you're playing now, because white will castle, and we have these bishops, strong bishops against black's king. Knight is here, rook to e8 coming, and queen can join the attack. So that's engine says it's like about minus 0.8 for black. Of course, it's not yet over, but that's very nice position when you're playing against, let's say, a strong opponent. Yeah, in this way you can beat him. Yeah, because you have sharp position and he has to be very, very precise, which is difficult. Yeah, he wanted to play, let's say, without risk to pressure you, and now he has to, you know, look at all these attacking moves. So this is a nice position for black. So just remember that if in this position, key position, white plays to e2, then start attacking the knight with h6. Now the main move here is bishop to d3. I made this move all the time, like 80% of games in this opening is bishop to d3. I couldn't understand why white is playing like that, but later I understood that the idea, this awkward move, is to get immediately this e4 square for its knight. And this position is very strange, yeah, because if you do like a development move like bishop to e7, it immediately starts, it doesn't make any sense, because you spend the tempo and it's immediately +1 for white, a huge advantage. So in order to keep pace with white, there is only one move here, knight to d5. When bishop on d3, we want to attack it with knight and threaten with c takes d, ruining pawn structure for white. And attack on this bishop can be only possible from f4. At this point, this for knight's defense is like every kid is playing for knight's defense, but the moves black is doing, they're not apparent, they're not simple for me, and I wanna like couple of grandmasters myself as black, and I find it difficult to find moves like here with one piece, here, and threaten knight to f4. So knight to f4 is actually the main threat here, because we will attack this bishop on d3. It's not easy to spot really when you play in this opening, but that's what we are doing here. So knight d5. Another idea of this move is, of course, to open up discovery on this knight on g5 with queen. So when we played h6 before, it was actually spending a tempo, but when we play knight to d5, we attack the knight and we threaten knight to f4. So it's two-purpose move, and we win like one tempo or more. At this point, white plays knight to e4. Engine says that here the black has to play knight to c3, knight to f5, I'm sorry, to f4, and attack this bishop on d3. Now, it's hard to say what white will do in this position. They can either make castling move and agree that black will capture on d3, win pawn back, and I think the position is pretty equal. Or white will play bishop to f1 with idea of g3, but you see that now black is up in development. Yeah, so you don't want to make this move. It's really artificial. Yeah, looks very strange. Even though it's the first line, I doubt that someone will play it. But okay, if it was played, then f5 is the move. Yeah, and this is about something what black is playing for. They develop, they now up a lot of tempi. This knight is excellent, this this bishop is excellent, and things like let's say g3, now queen d4 coming, yeah, and attacks on f2. Black builds up initiative on every move, yeah. Now black is actually better, yeah, and everyone will take black's position at this point. So so just let's make a castling move, and black takes on d3, white takes, and here engine proposes to play just a slow development move, bishop to e7. Like white has two bishops, bishop can go to a6, threatening d3 and pinning the rook on f1, like Shirov played something like that in one of the videos I watched. And black is fine. Black has full compensation. This bishop here has problems to open up. Of course, you can play b3, but it's not like you know, very. Actually, white, I think, here is fighting for equality. So just remember two things. This is the critical position when we took with b takes c, and white has two moves here. More solid knight, bishop to e2, but it's not the main move, and we have to then start attacking the knight immediately. And bishop to d3, but here we combine attack of the knight on g5 and attack on bishop on d3 with this maneuver here and here, and then black equalizes. All right, thank you very much.